We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then 90. So when we are rounding off whole numbers to the nearest 10, then the last digit numbers, or the last two digit numbers, is supposed to be in tens. That is, as we have done. Now, let's look at this number line. We can see 10 here. Which of these numbers is nearest to 10? 9. Very good. So 9 is closer to 10. It's nearest. These numbers, when we are considering all these numbers, we will find it that 9 is the closest, or 9 is the nearest number to 10. So it follows from 9, which number again? It comes to 8. From 8 we go to what? 7. From 7 we go to what? 6. From 6 we go to what? 5. Good. So learners, now let us look at it. We are saying if you want to round off the number to the nearest 10, we have to consider the ones to see whether the ones are closer to 10, or the ones is the one which is closest to 10, or the one which is nearest to 10. And we are saying that from here, so 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5. These are the numbers which are closer to 10. So here, any number here, we say we round it up. So now let us look at the numbers. 1, 2, we start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 5 numbers. Then let's come to this one too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here too. That one too, we say rounded down. So learners, when we want to round off numbers to the nearest 10, we consider the ones. If the ones, you see the ones to be 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, then it means that we are going to round it up. These numbers are closer to 10, but these numbers are far away from 10, because we have divided this number into 2 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also here. So these 5 numbers here, when we are considering the ones, we say this one we are going to round it up. And this number to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we are considering the ones, then the numbers too, we say we are rounded it down. Now learners, let's come to this one. Now we are going to round the number to the nearest 10 based on what we have learned so far. Now we have this figure on the board. 5,468. 5,468. We want to round off this number to the nearest 10. Learners, remember, we said in rounding off this figure to the nearest 10, we are supposed to consider the ones. So here, this one is 5,000, this one is 400, this one is 60, and this one is 8. So we are going to consider this, the 8. Let's look at it. Where can we locate 8? On our normal line. The 8 is here. So is 8 closer to 10? Good. We said numbers starting from here to this place, we say they are closer to 10. So when we are considering the ones, which is 8 ones here, we can see that it's closer to 10. So if this number is closer to 10, then we have to add 110 to the 10 here. And the value is 60. So we add 110 to this 60, which will make what? 70. So now let's look at it. Because this one, we are considering the 8, and 8 is closer to 10. So we assume that this is closer to 10. So we have to add 110. We will place this 8 with 110, and then we add it to the 60 here, making 70. So in rounding of this figure, 5,468, we can now write it as 5,470. On the other hand, learners, you can also see that 68, look at it, 68, this figure is 68. 68. And then 70. Is 68 not closer to 70? Let's consider that. 68. And we want to round it off to the nearest 10. So we have the 70 and then 60. So when you look at 70 and then 60, which one will this 68 be closer to or be nearer to? If you remember what we did, I placed object there and I said which of these objects is nearest to the white cube, and you said the black rod. So the same way, now if I place 60, let me place 60, and then 70. Please let us look at it. 60 and then 70. Which one will 68 be closer to? You see that 68 will be closer to 70 than 60. That is it. So in this case, 5,468 in rounding off to the nearest 10 is going to be what? 5,470. And remember, in rounding off numbers to the nearest 10, you see that the last two digit numbers are supposed to be in tens. That is what we did earlier on. That 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then 90. The last two digit number is supposed to be in tens. We don't have to add any ones to it. So that is why we have to consider the ones. We consider the ones. If the ones are closer to 10, and these are the numbers, we assume that these numbers are closer to 10. The number starting from 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. These numbers are the numbers that are closer to 10. So when we are rounding off numbers to the nearest 10, we consider the ones. We consider the ones. So if the ones start from here 5, or if the one is 6, or the ones are 7, or the ones are 8, or the ones are 9, then we have to replace it. Or we add 110 to the value of tens here. So this one becomes what? 70. So in this case, we can say that 5,000 So here we can say that 5,468 is rounded up to it's rounded up to 5,470. Here it is being rounded up. The number was 68, but we have managed to write 70 there because it is closer to 70 than 60. Now learners, let's come to this one also. We have 9,382. We said in rounding up these numbers to the nearest tens, we are supposed to consider the ones. And here the ones are what? 2. And let's come to the normal line. Where can we locate 2? 2 is located here. So look at 2 and then 10. 2 is far away from 10. This is 2 and this is 10. It's far away from 10. So with this one, in rounding it off to the nearest 10, it's far away. So we have to ignore the 2. We'll ignore the 2. So in rounding off this figure to the nearest tens, it's going to be 9,380. We will ignore the 2 because 2 here is far away from 10. But because we have ignored the 2, because we have left the 2 behind, we didn't add the 2. We have exchanged the 2 to be 0 here. Here we say we have rounded down the number. So here we can say that So here we can say that 9,382 this is the figure. 9,382 is rounded down to 9,380. Because now the number was 82. Now where is the 2? Where is the 2? And we said when we are rounding off the number to the nearest 10, the 2-digit number is supposed to be in tens. That is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then 90. So the last digit numbers, we are supposed to see it in tens. And now the 2, we have to consider the ones, and the ones are 2. So the 2 on the number line is far away from 10. So we have to remove it. We have to ignore it. So ignoring the 2 ones, we say that you have rounded the number down. So that is why I've said that 9,382 is rounded down to 9,380. Learners, today we have looked at that. We said when you are rounding off the numbers to the nearest 10, this is 10. So 10, they would look at the numbers. 0 is also a number. 0 is a natural number. So we are supposed to start from 0. Because when exercise is given to children, let's say the exercise is out of 10. Some people score 0. Some people will score 1. Some people will be scoring 2, 3. So you've seen that sometimes if the exercise is out of 10 and people manage to get, let's say, 9, they say that, oh, 9 is closer to 10. So they will applaud for you. They will sometimes clap for you. If some people also get 8, 7, you see that they will be clapping for them that they have tried, though they didn't score everything. But when you manage to get something which is less than, getting to 4, let's say you get 0, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, you see that your teacher will be telling you that you didn't do well. You have to try. So learners, from what we have learned so far, I've also learned that in the classroom when exercise is given to us, we are supposed to work hard so that we score everything. Even if you cannot score everything, you will get a marks which is closer to the total marks. When you do that, you say that, oh, at least when they want to round it up, you are getting closer to, or you are getting nearer, or you get, yes, to 10. But when you get numbers like this, then you are far away from the number. So today, we looked at this. And I'm not going to leave you behind. I want you people to try your hands on this. This is the homework for you. You round these numbers to the nearest 10. And we have 4,177. Second one, 2,394. And then this one, 1,928. So we are going to round off these figures I've written on the board to the nearest tens. Please, learners, I want you to look at what we did, and then you also do same. I have the strong belief that you can do it, and then score everything. You get closer to the total mark. And here the total marks will be 3. So I want everybody to get 3 out of 3. Or even if you get 2, you see that you'll be closer to the total marks, which is 3. But when you get 0 or you get 1, then I will say that you are far away. So learners, when exercises are given to you, you try as much as you can to score everything, or you get a mark which is closer to the total marks. On that note, same time tomorrow we meet. Bye.